Hunt 'em Big with Steve Barytlla. Brought to you by Bush Hog, Easton, Reconics, Heater Bodysuit, and by Wildlife Research Center.
I've got a simple question for you. Why did you get into hunting? There is no wrong answer. Now, the answers are going to be, very wildly, to be brutally honest with you. Personally, I got into hunting because, man, the outdoors, this is where I feel at home. And I had an older cousin that I absolutely idolized, Joe Fight, who hunted. Okay, who specifically bow hunted. And for some odd reason, he took me under his wings, and man, I was his wingman pretty much wherever he went, including out in the deer woods. It may be a father, it may be a brother, it may be a deep burning inside, it may be a neighbor, it may be a buddy of yours that got you into it. I can all but promise you, though, that very few of you got into it with the idea that, geez, I want to go hunting because I want to kill huge bucks. And this is getting to be a problem that, quite honestly, I realize I contribute to. And that is, hunting is not all about killing the biggest buck you can find out in the woods. Heck, a lot of people are every bit as happy with shooting a spike, shooting a forkhorn, shooting that nice young 8-point. And you know what? More power to them. Because, as I said, I'm sure there's an exception out there somewhere, but almost none of us got into this with the idea that we are going to hunt to kill big racks. That's our whole purpose. Did we like the idea? Sure we did. But almost always the incentive somewhere in that first drive to get out and hunt, was to have fun. That's it. That is the basis of why most of us hunt. The other reason that a good percentage got into it was to help put some meat on the table for the family, to help contribute. Now, but rarely, if ever, was large racks a part of the equation right off the bat. Sure, a thought in the back of our minds, but it wasn't our motivating factor. And more today, the motivating factors behind hunters is to get out and kill the biggest buck in the woods. You know what? If you go out there and you kill him, bonus points. But it honestly really is the journey. I'm going to get a little personal here and say that I'll be brutally honest with you. About 8 years ago now, hunting was losing all fun for me. Now, my wife was at home working a full-time job along with trying to get an advanced degree online, and we had a bunch of short people running around. Every time I left, I knew I was placing undue burdens on my family. So in my mind, I had to kill a good buck. If I didn't kill a good buck, my entire trip was wasted. I put my family through all this for nothing. So I hunted harder and harder and harder and pushed myself to kill those inches. And you know what? A sport that I had worked so hard to break into professionally, that I had enjoyed since I was 11 years old, that absolutely ate me up, kept me up at nights with anxious anticipation for hunting the next day, all of a sudden it wasn't any fun anymore. I had to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with myself. Look, you spent 8 years working a day job, getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, going to work, getting home at 6 o'clock, spending till 8, 9 o'clock with the family, and then writing until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then getting up at 6, going to work, coming home, spending some time with the family, and then writing till 2 o'clock in the morning. Day after day after day after day for 8 years. Just to have this job because I love doing this so much. And now I'm making myself miserable because I'm tore up with the idea that I've got to put inches on the ground. I've got to do it. 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 I was being an absolute idiot. A fool. You know what? The family, they didn't care. The only reason they cared whether or not I killed something was because when I did, it helped me. They were happy for me. All of our pressure that we place on ourselves hunting is 100% up here. No one can make you feel pressure. You have to allow them to make you feel pressured or place that pressure upon yourself. So, I said, I'm done. From now on, I'm going back to hunting fun. If I don't want to get up in the morning to go out hunting, I'm not going to go. If I'm up, I get up hour before first light, shower, get out to the stand half hour before go time. And you know what? An hour into the sit, I want to get down and go home. You know what I do? I get down and go home. And you want to know the amazing thing? Ever since I started focusing on enjoying myself in the deer woods again, the successes just came at even a faster, harder pace. Most of you are not going to be feeling the same type of pressures that I was foolish enough to put myself under. Most of you aren't trying to do this for a living. You all have your own reasons for putting pressure on yourself to kill that great buck. But I'm sorry to swear at you here, it's just a deer. The world is not going to be a greater or a worse place if you do or do not kill that animal. Focus instead on having fun. When I look back on my career, by far the most fun I've ever had hunting was when I took my then 6-year-old daughter out turkey hunting. And I'd sit there and I'd call. And each time I called, she'd start to giggle. And I'd say, Bethy, shh, shh. We're not going to see any turkeys if you're laughing. And then I'd call again and she'd start giggling again. And by the third time, I'm like, look, Steve, you're being an idiot. This is supposed to be fun. Turned to her, do you want to try calling? And she gets a sheepish as heck look on her face. And are you sure? I'm like, yeah, go for it. And for the next 3 hours, she made the most horrific sounds the turkey woods have ever heard. And we have never laughed so hard in our life. That is what hunting is about. Hunting is about having fun.
Hunt 'em Big with Steve Barytlla. Brought to you by Bush Hog, Easton, Reconyx, Heater Bodysuit, and by Wildlife Research Center.
More and more, people like me, magazines, television shows, were glorifying antlers. We're making it seem like antlers are the purpose for doing this. It's not. The purpose for hunting is to go out there, have fun. Maybe it's enjoying the solitude yourself or enjoying it with family, friends, kids. Now, that is what hunting is all about. Put the fun back into hunting, and you know what? Just like with me, doing that may jack your success rates through the roof. Good luck out there, but remember to have fun.